Hey there everybody, welcome back to another episode of No Man's Sky. As always, I'm Captain Beefy. This is the Game Vault, and we got another great video for today. This one is by request. So, a little while back I did my rebirth video here for the new the new direction I'm taking No Man's Sky. And one thing I asked for was suggestions for videos or any requests, anything like that. Well, GamerDad9051 asked me the question, something I'd like to see is guides or explanations about finding S-Class stuff without just throwing up a portal address. And I was like, you know what, that's a great idea for a video. So I have been working on this video all morning. I made like 3 iterations of it, and I hated all of them. And I think the reason I hated them was because the scope of the video was a little too large. So what I'm going to do is break this up into a couple different videos. And the first one we're going to do is how to find S-Class ships. So, and we're going to look at just the standard ships, not Sentinel ships, but we're going to look at haulers, exotics, fighters, explorers, and what's the other one? Yeah, anyway, the little guys, I always forget what they're called, the shuttles. So without further ado, let's cue up the music and we'll get right to it. Alright, so finding S-Class spaceships requires a couple things. One thing it requires is luck. Another thing it requires is patience. But the third thing it requires is a little bit of direction as far as what you're looking for. Are you looking for a hauler? Are you looking for a fighter? Are you looking for an explorer? Are you looking for an exotic ship or a solar ship? That's the first thing you need to determine. And once you figure that out, then you can start narrowing things down. And the way you do it is by selecting the proper system to hunt in. So let's go ahead to the warp drive map. Take a look here. Now, if you don't have the ability to see both the economy and the level of conflict in the system, then you're going to want to get those upgrades for either your spaceship or your freighter, depending on what you're going to use to warp. I'm going to use my freighter. I like using my freighter to warp. So we are currently in a 3-star Viking system with 3-star, or 3, the conflict level is level 3, which is bad. So the ultimate goal is to get a 3-star system with a level 1 conflict in it. So we're going to look around and see if we can find one of those. There's a level 2. And we're not going to bother about the type of ship right now. It's just a matter of looking for any ship. But race has a big factor in determining what type of ships you're going to find. Now, you'll find any type of ship in any system for the most part. Other than Sentinels, but again, that's a different story altogether. But you raise your chances of finding specific type ships depending on what system you go to. So if you're looking for a hauler, for instance, you're going to want a Gex system. If you're looking for a fighter, you're going to want a Viking system, an explorer, a Corvette system, and a solar ship, you're going to want a pirate system. And pirate systems break the rule of 3 and 3. A pirate system is a pirate system. They just exist the way they do. And of course you're going to want one of these here dissonant systems if you're looking for a Sentinel ship. But that's a video all on its own for another day. So we'll get to that one. But for now we're going to look at all the regular ships and how to acquire them. Now, the reason you look for a 3-star system is it raises the level of stuff you're going to find in there, like the quality level. You're going to have a better chance of finding S-Class in there and less of a chance of finding a lower class. You'll find all classes, as always, and you'll find all types of ships, but it does help narrow things down a little bit and will help speed up the process. You can find an S-Class ship in a 1-star system. It'll just take forever. Just like you can find it in any system, basically. You can find a hauler in any system. You can find any type of ship in any system other than a Sentinel ship. But by narrowing things down, it will increase your chances of finding what you're looking for. Ooh, there's a pirate dissonant system. So it's important to look and determine where you want to go. 3 and 3. Three and 2. Come on, I know you're out there. Alright, well, we'll cut and we'll come back when we find the perfect system to hunt in. Okay, so I located a Corvette system with a level 3 and a number 1 conflict. And I wasn't thinking, what I did is I ended up using my filter up top and filter to conflict. That way I only have to look at the green stars to know those are level 1 conflict systems, right? So that'll make things easier. I should have done that from the beginning. I don't know what I was thinking. It's been a while since I've done this sort of thing, you know, ship hunting. So we're going to warp to that system, and what we're going to notice when we get there and we get to the space station is the overabundance of explorer craft that are going to show up there. And I'm going to show you 2 ways that I hunt ships, and you know, you can pick which one you like better. Both of them are effective, you know, and sometimes it feels like one's more effective than the other. I don't know. We'll have to take a look. So we're going to get down to our little squid ship. Where are you, buddy? There you are. This is our pride and joy here. We spent a lot of time looking for this puppy. Now, people will put glyphs down all the time when they find cool-looking ships, like when you find a squid ship and all that. They'll share them on the No Man's Sky coordinate exchange. Sometimes we'll put them up in videos. I do it myself. And it's a great way to share your finds with people who, you know, somebody who maybe has been looking for a squid for 6 months and can't find one and is getting frustrated. Well, now you got an easy way to go to it and get it. But like Gamer Dad, I can tell, is a lot like me. He enjoys the hunt, you know, and the hunt is part of the fun, I think, is just going to random systems and seeing what comes in there and maybe finding a gem. So in this case, we're looking for an explorer craft, we're going to say, even though we're not. But I'll show you what comes in here on a couple waves. Now, sometimes when you get to a system, you're going to have issues where, especially in higher conflict systems, where ships will stop landing, and this can even happen in a level 1 system as far as conflict goes. If that happens, just get into your ship and get back out and reload the save, and it'll reset things a little bit. So as you can see, we got a C-Class Explorer, we got an A-Class Fighter, and we got a C-Class Explorer. So not a really good run on the first batch of ships that comes in. But it doesn't matter. If you find a ship you like, you know, if you see a design you like, but it's not the class you like, now all you need is patience. The luck part's paid off because you got lucky. You found the ship you like. So, like that yellow one there that just took off, not a bad looking Explorer overall. If we wait long enough here, it'll come back, and it'll come back with a different class to it. B, A, maybe S eventually. You know, the chances are higher because this is a 3-star system that it'll come back as an S class. So we're going to sit tight, and I'll show you the next time that ship comes in what it looks like. Alright, so as you can see, the ship has landed yet again, and this time it's an A class, not an S class, but a significant upgrade over the C class that we originally found, right? And, you know, it is what it is. And if we wait long enough, eventually it will come in S class. I've seen a lot of A classes come in, a few B classes. But there's a second way. If you get bored in the space station, you just feel like your luck is not panning out, another thing you can do is head down to a trade depot on a planet surface. So let's go ahead and do that. I mean, eventually it'll show up here. That's not a problem. What kind of planet we got there? Alright. So the way to locate a trade depot is you have to have the scanner on your ship. You know, if you don't have it, you're not going to do it. But you scan for a trade outpost. So if you don't have one of these, go to the anomaly and buy it for your ship. I think it's the economy scanner, if I'm not mistaken. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, the economy scanner. So it's the same thing you'll use to find a good system. It'll also help locate a trading post when you're in a system. So we're going to fly over to this trading post. Hopefully it's a nice planet. It looks nice. Rainy planet. Okay, we'll get storms on it. Not a big deal. Weather can make your hunt a little more challenging depending on how bad the weather is and if your exosuit is designed to withstand that weather. Now when you get to a trading post, my recommendation is not to land on the actual trading post on one of the landing bases, to land next to it. And the reason for this is if you take up a landing bay, it seems like it slows down a little bit the amount of ships that land because you're already taking up one slot, right? So I think we can get 4 ships landing if we're not landed on a bay, and only 3 ships if we are landed on a bay. So we'll hurry up here, get up here, and get our little cardio in for the day. As you can see, we've already got... Alright, we got 5 ships, so it's 4 and 5. So we got 5 landed. So we got a C class, a B class, a B class, an A class, and there's a B class of the same ship we're looking for, right? So we're still not lucky, you know, we still haven't found the S class that we want, but now again, it becomes a matter of patience, and eventually it will show up. Now what I do sometimes when I have these, if I'm hunting for something and I see something I really, really like, especially if it's a ship that I'm going to share the glyphs for, is I'll build a base. You know, a very small base usually on top of the trade depot. And I'll do that sometimes with glass walls, especially if the weather's really horrible, like if it's a flaming hot planet or one of those planets with extreme weather, you know, whether it be cold, hot, toxic, radiation. I'll build a small base. That way I have a nice 360-degree view of all the different bays, and I'll be able to stay inside in air conditioning and look around and watch them come down. Now the problem with that is you can't, like the way I'm scanning them now by looking at them, you can't do that through the glass, unfortunately. And if you look, you can actually see the ships flying around that are potentially going to land. Sometimes you'll see a ship up there like an exotic, and if you see that, you know it's coming. You know, you just got to wait for it. There's a good chance we'll have an exotic here. There's a B and a B. Another B. Of course, that's the A. Nothing over here. Let's get a little higher up. There we go. Now our vantage point is perfect. So we're going to wait around and see how long it takes for that ship to come in and land in an S-Class. Alright, well this is not the ship we were looking for, but as you can see we did get an S-Class ship landing, and it took about 7 minutes from the last cut before I got my first S-Class. So you can see this can be a time-consuming process because we got a couple factors we're working on here. One is the style of the ship we want, and 2 is the class we want, and to have both of them match up, it's random, you know. So if you're just looking for S-Class ships in general to farm nanites or whatever, then you know you want a location that does have a lot of S-Classes that drop down. This system isn't particularly good for that. I've been to systems where it seems like every 3rd or 4th ship is an S-Class, and whether it's something I want or not, I'll grab it, you know, just to tear it down and get the modules off of it to break down into nanites. But this is not the system. But as you can see, S-Class systems, or S-Class ships land here. I've seen that ship in a C class, I've seen it in a B class, probably an A class. That was the first S-Class I saw. Alright, well, for what it's worth, we got an S-Class shuttle just landed. Now we're 42 minutes into filming this video, at this point, so that's only the second S-Class ship I've seen, and that's really not good. I've seen systems where they come left and right, man. That's kind of crazy that it's taken so long, and I'm not even seeing that one ship. Oh, there it is. Oh, come on, man. I was gonna say, I haven't seen this ship in a long time. So, A-Class. Alright, well, we got another A-Class of it. So, in that case, sometimes I will switch planets and look for another trade station. So, that's what we're going to do right now. This ship seems super rare as far as ships go. I've seen, this a bunch of times, that a bunch of times, this hauler a few times, that guy left and right, all over the place. So, we're going to try another planet just out of curiosity to see if we have better luck on there. So, I'll catch up with you when we get there. Alright, so we chose a new planet, and we entered the atmosphere. Now let's go ahead and run that scanner again. Look for the trade outpost. There we go. Not too far away, which is great. We're going to see if we have better luck here. Now I did the reload thing at the trading post on the other planet, where after a while I was like, you know what, let me just try to reload and see if I have better luck. And I don't know if it's a thing or not, but sometimes it just feels like some planets will spawn some ships more than others. Could be wrong on that. ABB. A. And oh, well, there's an S-Class shuttle. It's not the one we're looking for, but if you aren't too picky, you say, you know what, I want an S-Class shuttle. Well, there you have it. In the first wave of what landed on this planet, we've got an S-Class shuttle. But I'm going to stick around just a few more minutes and see if our preferred style comes in. So we'll talk again in a few. Alright, now we got an S-Class hauler for 20 million units. It's a pretty solid ship right there. But still, not the one we're looking for. I know that dude's going to land eventually. Oh my god, it's taking forever. So this is what ship hunting is like. Oh, look at that, another S-Class. So there's a... wow. Too bad it's a shuttle. This is what ship hunting is like. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of dedication, a little bit of luck. So step one is to determine what kind of ship you want. Step two is to find and locate the system that specializes in that ship. And again, GEC is haulers, Corvex is explorers, fighters for Viking, and solar ships is pirate systems. Then your next step is to go to that system and see if there is a ship of that style, of that type that you like the style of. And if that works out, the next step is just patience, and lots of patience. Some ships seem to be rarer in some systems. I mean, we've not been here too long on this other planet. The first planet we came on, I think, only landed twice. This planet, it landed once already, but it was just an A-Class. I was like, I'm not even going to bother at this point. But the ship's here. You can get it here. You can get it on any planet with a trade station on it like this, or you can get it on the space station. It's up to you how you want to farm it. I like trade stations better because you can have 5 ships at once, whereas when you're on the space station, you can only get 3 at once, and it feels like space stations dry up pretty quickly, whereas these things keep going and going, and you keep getting more and more ships landing. Now you can do the same trick here like you do where you jump in and out of your ship and reload. All you need to do is put down a save point, and then you can save off and then reload your game if things dry up, or it feels like, you get a little frustrated. You're like, I just don't feel like things are working out. That kind of quote-unquote resets the system briefly, and lets you... oh, look, a solar ship. We haven't seen that really. Only once, I think. But that will, start things off again. If things seem to slow down or whatever, that's what I highly recommend doing. Not a horrible looking solar ship. And really like those at first. Now we're going to let... Ooh, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm going to do another wave or two, and we're going to wrap it because hopefully it shows up. If not, then, well, it'll just be a wrap. Alright, here it comes, man. This has got to be it. This has got to be an S-Class. There's a C. There's a B. I'm about to give up on you, buddy. Tell me what you are. And it's a C-Class. That sucks. Oh, well. But anyway, guys, that's how you find it. If I sat here, you know, it might take me 2 hours. It might take me another round of ships. Who the hell knows? An S-Class will show up. I've seen several so far, just not the body style we want. And at least we did see one shuttle in an S-Class. So if you got to settle sometimes, you know, if time is an issue, and for me, unfortunately, right now, time is an issue. I got to get this wrapped up. But if time's not an issue and you got all day, then hell, you can just sit around and farm ships all day. And like I said, I do recommend buying up every S-Class ship you can find for nanites if you got room in your ship inventory, and then just taking them up to the space station and scrapping them, because that's a great way to make nanites, and you don't lose a lot of money doing it. You need a nice chunk of change before you start off, but we'll do a whole video on that later on. So, thank you for stopping by, everybody. Sorry we couldn't find the ship we wanted, but we did find a couple, so a thumbs up on that. But no, we didn't find the one we really wanted. If you like this video at all, please leave a like on it down below. Don't forget to share it on social media. Subscribe to the channel and ring that bell for notifications. I appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you guys next time. Until then, peace.